Beautifully Broken is a powerful documentary about mental health, PTSD, and suicide awareness. It's told through the lens of ultra running and endurance sports. It follows Jared Buchanan. He's here on the left with me. You've been here many times. Welcome back. And on the other side of him is the filmmaker, Daniel Herzog. Welcome.
Thank you
for being on the show.
Yeah, absolutely.
Jared, I want to start with you. The film is about your journey. Talk a little bit more for folks who are not familiar with you and your story, how you got started in ultra endurance running and how it helped you heal and process your pain.
Yeah, so after losing my dad, I needed a new methodology to heal through finding meaning from what's happened from his suicide. And this journey has taught me about finding faith, finding forgiveness, healing with connection. You know, we heal with connection with each other in our communities. And I'll tell you what, for a viewer who is watching, who has been through a tragedy, you can live a good life still. You can still live an amazing life once you find that meaning, you know? And I'm just trying to inspire others now that my journey has been quite the journey, but yeah, just trying to inspire others at this point.
Yeah,
so very grateful.
You talk a lot about, in the film, about dark pain and twisting that dark pain into a positive. Talk a little bit more about what that looked like when you were in it.
Yeah, so one of my favorite psychiatrists, Viktor Frankl, he talks about choice and attitude. You always have the ability to choose your attitude no matter what situation you're in. So I was in a pit of a dark abyss, right? I still had that choice and kind of just helping others now, you know, finding meaning from it, finding meaning in helping others. Like my dad's note, it said, make my death an issue so you can help others like me. And took that, and there's a power source where I would have never discovered ultra running if not for what's happened. So, and having, you know what, believe it or not, Erica, having gratitude for the life I've been given. You know, and forgiveness has been a big part, faith, and meeting great people like Daniel along on the journey, you know?
And let's bring in Daniel right now.
Sure.
Well, actually, Jared, the last time you were here, you were talking about the ultra run you were about to do in Arizona, and everybody was just kind of in awe about what you were about to do in 120-degree temperatures. And Daniel, that's what this film is based on, right?
Yeah. So the Cocodona 250 that Jared ran, that was actually the culmination of his the 10-year anniversary of his father's passing. The documentary is about it's kind of two parts. It's, you know, the journey of the family, you know, post his father's death, and then Jared leading up to running this race. And at the time, that was the most difficult ultra you ran because they changed the course up a bit. So it's two stories put into one. And yeah, we went out to Arizona. I think we were out there for 9 days and documented this entire race. We started in the desert where it was incredibly hot. We ended up in Flagstaff, which was incredibly cold, and we got to go to the Grand Canyon after. So
you two are friends. I want to talk a little bit more about what it was like, not just the physical challenge for you going along with Jared for this run, but also emotionally to see what your friend was dealing with.
Yeah, great question. I obviously I knew Jared prior to this, but you know, one of the first things that Jared ever said to me when we decided to do this project, he says, we're going to spend a lot of time together and really get to know each other. And that's always really resonated with me because I learned a lot about Jared just by spending time with him. But there was a lot that I learned from his mom and his brother who were in the documentary as well that I had no idea. And that added a whole other element to the story. So it's been a really interesting experience just because there's so much positivity that comes from Jared. So not just filming the project, but, you know, editing it over a period of 2 years where Jared's voice just kind of became part of my like a voice in my head, whereas if I was too lazy to do something or I didn't want to do something, there were so many quotes that Jared has in the documentary where it kind of motivated me. So in a way, it kind of changed, you know, my outlook on a lot of things as well.
And really, that's the goal for everybody who watches the film, to hear your voice, hear that positivity, and to recognize that they in themselves can pull themselves out of that dark pit.
And a lot of times when somebody is isolating, there's usually a form of unresolved trauma, and that's where pain gets done with substance. We heal with each other. We heal with connection. I cannot stress that enough. And that's with each other, within our communities, all around us. So don't isolate, you know,
Right.
reach out.
And
reach
it's important
out.
to keep in mind that you don't have to have experienced an incredible loss.
Yeah.
There's trauma in all forms.
Yeah.
I want to make sure that we have enough time to talk about when the film is going to be aired. This is going to be airing all across the state.
Yeah, so we're doing a big premiere next Monday, October 6th at 6 p.m. University of Connecticut is putting it on at their Student Union Center. It's open to the public, so the more the merrier. Jared and I will both be at the event. We'll be doing a Q&A after to
How can
answer
people
any
get tickets
questions.
for that?
Go to our Beautifully Broken Facebook page. You'll see the UConn invite on there.
Because that's the only place that the public is open. It is open to the public.
Yeah, we are doing a few other colleges over the next month or so they're kind of closed right now. But again, we have a call to action on the website. If you want to host a screening, reach out to us through the website and we'll set something up.
That's important to get out there too, because if
Absolutely.
you don't have, if you're not in one of those colleges, you don't have the opportunity, but you may really be in need to check this out.
Absolutely.
Guys, thanks so much for being with
Yeah,
us. I
thank you.
really appreciate your time. Congratulations to the both of you.
Thank you, Erica.
Thanks, Erica.
Good luck on your next ultra
Yes, ma'am.
marathon.
Yes, ma'am.
I feel silly calling it a run because it's like so long. What you do is incredible. Glenn, back to you.